Welcome back to Finance Now. A sharp drop for the share market today, shedding 1.6%. And here to help break it all down, I'm joined by Chief Investment Officer Scott Phillips from Motley Fool. Good evening, Scott. A whopping $35 billion lost on the market today. Which companies were hit the hardest?
Jane, g'day. Yeah, it wasn't a great day on the market, was it? We had 5 days we gained 3%. And then yesterday we lost 0.5%. Today, 1.6%, giving almost all of that gain back in 2 short trading days. It was largely the technology companies that gave up some gains today. Among them, some of the biggest names, Technology One and cloud accounting software company Xero, but every sector in the red today.
OK, and today's losses were led by a third night in the red for Wall Street, and short sellers are ramping up their bets against US stocks. Is this a sign their economy is headed for a recession, Scott?
Yeah, very possibly. Look, I should say there's a the market and the economy don't always go in the same direction at the same time, but there is definitely a sense that investors are expecting, particularly those short sellers you mentioned, who profit when shares go down, they are expecting economic circumstances to get worse in the US and to have an impact on corporate profits there. As you say, that also gave our market the wobbles today.
OK, not good news at all. So, Scott, it will be a nervous wait these next few weeks for not only households, but also for Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not sure who's more nervous. I would guess households, but I'm sure Phil Lowe also wants to keep his job. Of course, the first case is interest rates themselves. Will we see another increase? Retail sales have been pretty ordinary recently, so about a 50-50 bet according to the market. It seems the odds are much longer for Governor Lowe keeping his job. The whispers around are that Jim Chalmers, the Treasurer, is preparing to replace Philip Lowe and not extend his contract.
OK, watch this space. And all right, before you go, how are the US futures looking tonight?
Oh, Jane, I wish I could finish on some better news. It would be lovely, but I can't. At least in early futures trading, those 3 nights in a row you mentioned will probably turn into 4 if the futures are anything to go by. At the moment, down by about 1/3%.
OK, Scott, thanks again for your insight and, of course, your time late on Thursday night.
My pleasure. Thank you, Jane.
A price war has been sparked in the electric car market, with 2 manufacturers vying for the title of Australia's cheapest EV. Costs have kept electric cars out of the reach for many families, but they're now available for under $40,000.
Dubbed the wheels of the future, moving into a new market.
And today heralds in a new era where EV vehicles are more cost-effective than petrol vehicles.
Rolling off the truck today, the BYD Dolphin, claiming the title of cheapest electric vehicle before it hits the lots.
Sub $40,000 for an electric car with lots of equipment, a decent range. It's everything consumers have been asking for. It really does open up electric vehicles to a far greater audience.
The cost of the Chinese-made hatchback coming in just $100 shy of competitor MG, which dropped the price of its entry model just 2 days ago. They're the only electric vehicles under $40,000. Other popular options include the Nissan Leaf Base and the Tesla Model 3.
If you look at how fast the uptake has been over the last 2 to 3 years, looking at the next 6 years, it will only get faster and faster.
As the industry changes gears, traditional manufacturers are feeling the pain. Ford today cutting another 400 jobs here in Australia. Sophie Upcroft, 9 News.
$320 million will be shared between almost 2 million Australians who are Bupa customers. The health insurer announced the cash back, saying its COVID-19 savings are being returned to members. Bupa members will start to receive up to $276 into their bank accounts by the end of the year. Now it's time for your national weather forecast with Scherri-Lee Biggs.
Thanks, Jane. It's been extra chilly in the south of the country and it doesn't look to warm up a great deal soon. A beautiful forecast, though, if you're in Queensland. I'll have the details coming up after the break. Welcome back. Well, we got through the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice, and it felt every bit winter today. A cold front pushed through South Australia, taking thick cloud and heavy rain with it. 40 millimetres fell in Cape Border. But it also brought quite the chill. Parafield Airport in Adelaide's north had its coldest June day in 33 years. The cold spread into Victoria as well. So if we take a look at what's ahead around the country now, Melbourne expecting a shower or two, and a top of 13 degrees. Will actually feel closer to 9 degrees. Hobart expecting up to 35 millimetres of rain tomorrow. Even cooler though, with a top of just 11 degrees. Adelaide, a wet morning with showers easing and heading for a top of 16. A few lingering showers for Perth as well, a top of 15 on the way. Up in Darwin, partly cloudy conditions, a top of 32 degrees. Brisbane, beautiful and sunny tomorrow, 27 degrees. Sydney, a shower or two in the morning, a sunny afternoon though, and 19 degrees. Canberra expecting up to 8 mil of rain tomorrow, just 11 degrees. And looking further ahead to Saturday now, Melbourne partly cloudy, maybe a sprinkling and heading for a top of 14. Hobart, a couple of showers. A damp day in Adelaide as well, becoming windy, heading for a top of 15. Perth, the wet weather is sticking around to start the weekend, a top of 17 degrees. It is staying dry in Darwin, 32 degrees. Brisbane, nice and sunny again, a little cooler at 25, and Sydney in for clear skies, 19 the top. Canberra, cloudy and heading for a top of just 12 degrees. Only a few pockets of sunshine as we finish up the working week. Jane.
Thanks, Scherri-Lee. And that is Nine's late news for this Thursday. Our next news is at 5 a.m, followed by the Today Show. Thanks for your company. I'm Jane Goldsmith. Good night.